Hello, friends. It has been about 73 years since I've gone live. I feel like I just walked into a confessional. It has been 75 years since my last confession. Anyway, uh, first off, my name is Erica R. Meyer of Reframe It MindsetMotivation.com. I provide simple and effective tools to busy adults for stress reduction. Look, it has been 73 years since I've gone live, so things are going to be a little choppy at first. Anywho, so you may have gotten wind that I am dropping a podcast, full episodes beginning midnight tonight. I wanted to give you guys a little info about what to expect from them. As of now, they will be weekly episodes dropping every Tuesday. We are going to start them off weekly. They are simple, positive, short stories that hopefully help you, prompt you to implement positive action, positivity in your life. Simple, very chicken soup for the soul like stories, and super short. So the first episode that drops tomorrow is 10 minutes. And I will, full disclosure, have already created 4 episodes. And they're all averaging about 9 minutes. So again, these are weekly. So you have 9 minutes in your week to deposit a little positivity. So the way that the podcast goes, you got a little intro. I pull you into the short story. And then after the short story, I leave you with some questions to think about in regards to that episode's message. Because the theme and the message change every week, depending on the story, right? So a little background first. You may remember that I had a service last year called Story Meditation. That service no longer exists. It wasn't really doing what I had envisioned it to do. And as any newbie entrepreneur will tell you, some things are hit and miss. Some things are, trial and error. Some things you throw pasta to the wall and see what sticks. That particular service I ran all year last year, and it didn't really go how I had envisioned. So that service no longer exists. What happened, though, as a result, I last year, for that service, composed 50 short, positive stories. And I kept thinking to myself, because very few ears fell on those stories last year. And I mean very few ears. And I kept thinking to myself, more people need to hear these little positive stories. More people need to be able to implement some of these messages into their day-to-day life. We got to get more ears on it. And mind you, the way that I had delivered that service before wasn't the greatest. It was a link in an email. It wasn't terribly user-friendly. But I was thinking, how can I get these stories out to the world in a very simple and easy to use way? And of course, some people, when I had first started that service, were saying, oh, this should be an app. And I'm like, yeah, well, app development is expensive, right? And so I thought, well, let's pull those short stories out. All of the meditative and meditation elements of that service have been removed. I said, so let's pull the stories out and create a podcast around them. And that is what the Reframe It Story Meditation podcast has become. So all the stories were created last year but everything in the beginning and the end of the stories are all going to be all new. It's stuff that I created to be podcast friendly. Where it's going to go from there, I'm not sure. I'm thinking that, and this is just ideas, these are just kind of like what I'm thinking about now, which could change. Because each story leaves you with things you need to think about, ponder, perhaps apply to your own life. Since the episodes drop on Tuesday, I am pondering and thinking about doing a live stream video on Thursdays to discuss the message. So that way, if any of you all have your own, because I challenge you to kind of do your own thing with them. You'll have to hear the episode to understand what I mean. But each one will leave you with questions to think about. And they're open-ended, but obviously many people will probably want to talk about it, discuss it. And so I think one of the best ways to kind of mesh those is to have the podcast released Tuesday and then the live element here on Facebook and probably Instagram as well, to discuss the takeaways. Those are my thoughts as of now. But again, weekly to start. That's what I'm going to test. If I feel like I went to do twice a week, like a Tuesday, Thursday, down the line, we'll visit that. But for now, that is what the podcast is. So it will be available. It should be available on any platform. Whatever your favorite podcast platform is, it should be there. Right now, I have an episode up that just talks, like a quick 2-minute episode that is live now, that just kind of talks about what the podcast is all about. So you can search your favorite platform now. Again, it's called Reframe It Mindset Motivation Podcast. You can look it up now. Should be popping up. If you look at a post that I posted last week, it lists all of the platforms that it's currently on, and I know that there are some beyond that are probably not even listed. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in comments. But I will drop a link to the podcast episode itself tomorrow in here. And I hope that you guys enjoy it, because let me tell you something. I don't love the live video. I don't love doing live video, but I've been having a lot of fun putting these podcast episodes together. I didn't expect to have fun doing that. So this is very enlightening. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But anyway, you guys have an amazing Monday and happy reframing. ReframeItMindsetMotivation.com. That's an all-new website too, by the way. Go check it out over there. We'll see y'all tomorrow, and happy reframing. Bye, guys.